Good morning. Welcome to our Soul Center meditation service. I'm Reverend Keith. I will be your cruise director, which means I'm going to set the tone that you may have a beautiful experience. And to begin setting that tone, I'm going to invite you to make sure if you have a cellular device with you, if you are here in person, if you could please make sure it is either off completely, or if it is in just meditation mode, also known as airplane mode. And welcome to our love streamers who are streaming in from around the globe. I welcome you to our meditation time. And if you're on a cellular device, you might want to just put yours on Do Not Disturb. As we prepare to move into Do Not Disturb, that's going to be one of our intentions. I'm just going to offer a few suggestions. If you like these suggestions, you can adopt them as your intentions as well as mine. And that one of those is that we will not be disturbed. Nothing from the outer world or the inner world is going to interrupt this beautiful meditation. I'm going to invite you to maybe adopt the idea, the intention, that we're going to allow all the channels and all the meridians. The channels are the flows of energies that come down vertically and then horizontally distributed through the meridians of our physical, emotional, and mental bodies that allow us, we're going to let that all be filled with the eternal frequencies of peace and love and joy. And I'm going to just invite you to join me. That will allow this to be the best, the deepest, the most delicious, the most rejuvenating, revelatory, glorious meditation ever. And you say that all the time, and it just builds momentum. So I'm going to invite you to find a position that feels good and right to you. Some meditation practices ask you to hold a particular mudra. Some ask you to hold a particular asana as in the position that you sit in. We just ask you to sit in a way that is perfect and right for you, and to hold your arms and your hands in a way that is perfect and right for you. And as we prepare to move into the stillness, I'm going to center us. Then we'll stay in the stillness for a little bit. We'll come out in a wave of prayer. So with that all being said, and if you just came in within the last moments, I'm just going to invite you as a reminder, make sure any cellular device you have is either off or in Do Not Disturb, or no, actually, meditation mode. All right, we're going to go ahead, and if you are choosing to do this as a closed-eyed meditation, I'll invite you to go ahead and close your eyes as we are now ready to begin. And as always, we begin by giving ourselves permission to relax. Just saying to ourselves in our minds, I give myself permission to relax, to return and bathe in the eternal frequencies, the divine energies of peace and love, beauty and joy, tranquility and calm, clarity and serenity. Remembering we have no place to go. We have nothing to do except surrender into the deepest states of communion with the sublime the divine, the energy of our soul. And so we begin the journey of allowing ourselves to let go of space and time, not to get rid of, but just to open to eternality. And so I invite you to bring your awareness to your heart center, the middle of your chest, and solely through intention, allow it to open into the frequency of the higher heart. I invite you to imagine that as you're breathing, that the inhalation is coming in from the highest point of divinity through your crown, top of your head, down to your heart and lungs. And as we inhale, I invite you to see, sense, feel the lightness of being, waves of light, as luminosity, timelessness, spaciousness, flooding into your heart. And as we exhale, like a plume of steam releasing from your crown into the light, we let go of any tension, tightness, from anywhere in our bodies, emotions or mind. We don't need to know how or why. Just exhaling and letting go. As we inhale and feel that phosphorescence of angelic light tingling and spreading throughout your entire being. Exhaling, we let go of all sense of efforting or trying. As we inhale, waves of ease and effortlessness. You can feel the light as luminosity and weightlessness are beginning to expand. Exhaling, we let go of thinking, figuring, analyzing. As we inhale, calm, clarity, and wisdom. We can feel all density evaporating as timelessness and spaciousness begins to tingle throughout all of our cells and muscles. Exhaling, we let go of time, the past, evaporating, the future, releasing, and the present gives way to the presence. And you begin to feel that light flooding into all your cells, And you can feel the cells in your body like golden glitter, tingling as it flows down through your legs into your feet. A soft sense of vitality, rejuvenating the ligaments and tendons of your ankles, your calves and shins. And the energy is rising into your thighs and hamstrings. Swirling in your hips. There's an overwhelming sense of safety and fearlessness. Home. Courageousness rises into your lower belly and lower back. The stomach flooding with harmony and balance. The spaciousness rises into your core, your middle back, the freedom and the ease, liberating, expanding, as we bring our awareness back to the heart. Waves of beauty and love as we become keenly aware of the higher heart. And that energy tingling in your shoulder blades and upper chest. All density continues to evaporate. As eternal waves of light lift and expand. The energy rippling out as our emotions fortify with divine strength and compassion. The energy flowing out into the mental body. And you can feel your imagination attuning as insight awakens in the inner eye to truth. Outer ears merging with the inner. As the surface mind fully engulfed in a holy awareness of inspiration, divine illumination, of desires of the soul. The eternal, fully enveloping in every cycle of breathing, drawing in more light, taking us deeper and higher as we rest, rejuvenate, and relax in the stillness. deeper and higher, enveloped in the angelic light. And I invite you to imagine that you are fully enveloped, as though you are bathing, swimming, floating in the very heart, in the very mind, in the very love of God. And we begin to become aware of our true self, our eternal self, the soul, our indigenous identity, and feeling the energy of creation, feeling the light of your eternal being. You can feel the impulse of creation that has your name on it. A divine idea. That soul solely is to bring forward joy. That is its purpose. That joy shows up from the desires of your soul, the divine idea of your life, and that energy you can feel as you inhale, tingling as it washes over you from your scalp to your shoulders and thighs, and reverberating as it flows through you into your heart, hips, and feet. Feel the omnipresence of infinite brilliance and your unique expression, experience, as we remember the truth that which we call the universe, God, Dios, Jehovah, Hashem, Allah, Khoda, the One, the Creator, that presence only seeks to beget goodness as goodness, is pure omniamorous love that is described as bliss. It is never once judged or withheld, has never punished or condemned. It thrives only in singularity, the absolute, that nirvana, that pure magnificence is the very essence of each and every one of us. Our core, our soul, And we return to that radiance, that resplendence. And we know that in God all is made new. Our human experience is vitalized. It is up-leveled, it is uplifted, as we simply allow the eternal frequencies, divine illumination, to have its way. We know that blessings are the very essence of life. As the sun blesses the earth, and the earth blesses us. And just as opulent as the air is to the oxygen we breathe, there is never an absence of the presence. So as we allow ourselves to be fortified on your next inhalation, imagine you draw that breath of light into your heart and then continuing down to the bottoms of your feet. And as you exhale, you can feel that wave of light rise up. And we take a moment in deep gratitude, knowing something wonderful has taken place just by relaxing. We call it surrender, which is just returning to the beginning. Rejuvenating, relaxing, and it's from a place of deep thanksgiving, knowing that each and every one of us is entitled to, imbued with, and has everything we need, coded and loaded in our bones and beings and our spiritual DNA to thrive. And we are allowing that. We give it permission. Wherever transmutation is necessary, we allow it. Expansion of good, we allow it. And it's from a place of deep thanksgiving, knowing it is the universe, God's only good pleasure to bring forward all good, always. We agree to allow it to be by saying, and so it is. Amen. And as we come back into a lucid state of divine awareness, if you need a little extra grounding or balancing, sometimes opposite hand to opposite knee with a little squeeze can help balance you out. We're going to bring the lights up in the sanctuary here, and I'm going to welcome you back. You're welcome to sit and chill a little longer if you want to. We're going to take a break, and we're going to begin our service with our music and our message, and boy, do we have a good one for you today. In about 5.5 minutes. So you're welcome to move about the cabin. For our love streamers, you're going to see a slide come up in a moment saying that we're going to return. And we'll be back live for you in about 5.5 minutes as well. And welcome back. Peace and blessings.
Also, today is Sunday, so
Good morning, Soul Center.
Good morning.
Happy Soul Center Sunday.
Yes.
And welcome to our Angel Day, which is a beautiful day of remembering our loved ones who've crossed over to the other side. We have our little area up here for our remembrance, and there are index cards. If you didn't bring a photo, please write a name on the index card for someone that you'd like to hold near and dear in your heart today. And if you're streaming in and you've got a loved one that has crossed over, please leave their name in the comments so we can pray for them and you and include them in this beautiful service. So thank you for joining us this morning on this special Sunday. My name is Jessica Susalik, and I'm the co-founder of Soul Center OC with my mom, our angel in heaven, who her picture is over there on our little angel table. So we are bringing the teachings of Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith and the entire Agape International Spiritual Center to Orange County when we meet with our incredible spiritual director, Reverend Keith Horwitz, who we are so very grateful for, our own little Reverend Michael. And we're so happy to be here with you this morning. So let's stand and say our declaration that's in your program, and it's coming up on the screens. There is one life, and that life is God. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. I am here to receive the divine message for me. I am awake, I am tapped in, and I am transformed. You may be seated. For those of you streaming in online or in person, you're in... it's a special guest today with our Aji. He's straight from the East Coast. He was at Agape last week, and we know that when he's with us, we are so blessed with his musical talents. And of course, we've got our beautiful Rena and Brian and Jesse. So today is a special musical day. So glad we can have you with us today, Aji. And also, of course, Rena, Rain Bisu, and Aji, you can follow them on all streaming. So please download their music and enjoy today. And here's Angelina with our announcements.
Muy buenos dias, Soul Center. Please remember to put your phones on meditation. Yes, today is Angel Day. I brought a picture of my mother and my cousin Grace gave me this one that looks like a Virgin Mary holding a cup of wine. And I brought a rose to represent my sister Ida. I love this Angel Day. So if you haven't done so already, please feel free to walk up. And there are little cards up here, as Jessica said, to write down sentiment for somebody that is now our angel in heaven. Rev Keith's Fall Spiritual Retreat next weekend, is it?
Nope.
October 14th to 16th is sold out. However, you can still attend by being, you can wait list and just attend remotely from a hotel and then just show up at the gorgeous house that they have. It's going to be amazing. There's going to be meditation, energy processes, visits to vortexes, fellowship fun, and more. It's going to be amazing, I am sure. Reverend Keith's Spiritual Practices of Universal Truth class is coming up. It's a 5-week online course. We will explore. Yes, I'm signing up. And we will align with universal laws that govern life. We will review our life structures and how to expand our good through the spiritual practices of affirmative prayer and meditation. We will delve into areas of purification, forgiveness, and letting go of patterns of the past, as well as expanding our passion, our divine connection, and living in true freedom. I was talking to my eldest sister last night, and it wouldn't have been possible had I not taken some of Reverend Keith's classes and been coachable. So I am very grateful for these classes because they work. You see my Spidey? These are available now at the store. Look, you got one too, and they're a lot of fun. They come in also a black color, so it's pretty fun. A spider, I didn't know, spiritually symbolizes creativity, interconnection, patience, and feminine power. It is often associated with weaving the threads of fate and destiny. Spiders represent manifestation, balance, and the ability to overcome obstacles, which we all want. And if you're a member, you do get a 10% discount. And when you go in and buy a little Spidey, you support our bookstore and Soul Center. So that's pretty cool. What does our fun team have planned next? Well, our very own and very special and very fun Agape licensed prayer practitioners, Mary Jane and Param, sitting right here, lovely, we love them. They're hosting a spooktacular Halloween costume party. It's an outdoor potluck party featuring you in costume, yes. Join the fun around the bonfire. And also, if you have any extra costumes that you no longer use, please bring them to our events table because we'll have them at the party for anybody that may want to dress up and just didn't get to it. Please RSVP by going to soulcenteroc.com. It is a potluck, and the sign-up is at the welcome table. Everyone is welcome, and we do have a great time. Visit soulcenteroc.com, view your Sunday service program, or our welcome table for other ongoing events. Soul Center Monthly Visioning will be in the conference room today at noon. It's open to everyone in person or online. The Zoom link is on our newsletter and website. For our live streamers, today we have individual private confidential prayer also on Zoom. Next Sunday is snack potluck. So that's a lot of fun and very, very popular. And of course, the last Sunday of this month, fourth Sundays, we munch and mingle. We had a great time last weekend. Volunteers. We are a blooming community here at Soul Center. We feel great when we do good work. Your volunteer work is a huge help and a blessing to all of us. So come by the welcome table and sign up to volunteer once or as often as you'd like. Our volunteer leads, Colleen Lavoie and Kathy Locate, make it very easy and fun. And so I hope to see you at the Halloween party.
Yes.
And later today. And so let's rock. Ashi! And Rita.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm personally excited to be jamming with Aji today.
I missed y'all. I missed this song.
Good morning, Soul Center. Good morning. What a great day, huh? Angel Day. Yeah. Don't have to worry about fly balls here either. It's Angel Day. Okay, my name is Parag. And now it's time for our agape. No, wrong page. Never mind. Our reading today is taken from Meditations of the Heart by Howard Thurman. We may regard ourselves as being free souls, emancipated from superstitions and even religion. And yet there persists in the background of our lives the insistent feeling that our ill fortune is the result of wrong things that we have done. Indeed, this may be true. There's a wide area of human experience in which we are involved directly in the category of reaping and sowing. We cannot escape the logic of this part of moral law. Individuals as well as nations do reap what they sow. But there is more involved in our central question than this. It is not enough to be good because of some reward, because the virtuous act pays dividends. The virtuous act may or may not pay dividends. In the last analysis, we cannot be persuaded to be good because of the reward, either here or beyond this veil of tears. Men must finally come to the place in their maturity which makes them do good things because it is good. Not because it is a command, even a divine command, but because the good deed, the good thought, the good life is in itself good. This is the strength of the good deed, that it is good. When this is our awareness, then the whole matter of reward and punishment, approval and disapproval becomes strangely irrelevant. Let us turn within and pray. What a glorious morning. How grateful I am to be here, to be at Soul Center, to be amongst all these kindred spirits, God's siblings. Grateful for the wonderful music. Grateful for the inspiration of Patricia and Jessica. Grateful for the guidance and mentorship of Reverend Keith. Grateful for this Soul Center community, which is love, open arms, camaraderie, support, and love. And it's so good. It can only come from one source, the source of all creation. And I choose to call this source God. In the beginning, God. In the beginning, good. In the beginning, love. And God, in its good love, expands and expresses and fills infinity with itself. Good and love and peace. God is consciousness, and everything else is content. Because I can say I am, I know that I am that I am. I know that I am an emanation and expression of the one divine creator. And I know this is true for each and every one of us here. God is absolutely everyone and everything, every place. And it is good. Because it is God, it is good. So good is everywhere. Knowing this, I bless this day. I bless this community. I bless our musicians. I bless our live streamers. I bless our Enlightened Kids Village. And I bless each and every one of us here, that our ears, our eyes, our minds, our hearts are open to receive the divine message that will be heard individually by each and every one of us. We'll hear it like it's meant for us, and we'll go, wow, that was meant for me. I bless this day. It remains good. It remains God. And I remain grateful, and I simply say, and so it is. Amen. Okay, now it's time for our agape affirmations. Please rise. You'll find them in your program and coming up on the screen and live stream. I'll speak a line, and then we'll all repeat them aloud together with sincerity and acceptance. My life is the life of God, radiantly and fully expressed. My life is the life of God, radiantly and fully expressed. The power of divine awareness sets me free to be me. The power of divine awareness sets me free to be me. All of my relationships are radiant with love and peace. All my relationships are radiant with love and peace. Well-being is expressed in every cell of my being. Well-being is expressed in every cell of my being. God, by means of me, anchors true abundance and permanent prosperity. God, by means of me, anchors true abundance and permanent prosperity. Love and absolute truth are the law of my life. Love and absolute truth are the law of my life. Gratefully I let it be. Gratefully I let it be. And so it is. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Okay, for those of you who would like to experience private individual prayer today, if you'll come up and you'll find Soul Center prayer chaplains and licensed spiritual practitioners up here, and we will take you to a place and pray for you in private. And you will enjoy it right after service, yes? And love streamers, this is the first Sunday of the month. So live, private, individual prayer will be available for you on Zoom directly after service. You can get the Zoom link from our website or newsletter. So thank you. And I got to say, it's really nice to be sandwiched in between musicians like this. Just saying.
We love you, Prom. For anybody that doesn't know, she gives the best hugs. You're laughing because you know. All right, Jessica, what do you want us to play first?
More serious song? Upbeat song. Ajis.
Oh, okay.
All right, Aji, can you tell us about your song?
The song is called Oceans of Strangers. I say it's about that one person you're always missing when you're in oceans of strangers. New cities, new places, but that one face you always just think about, whoever it is. So if you guys think of anybody in this song, just, yeah, it's for that. It's for them. Oceans of Strangers. In the city of angels, oceans of strangers, wish I can be there next to you, trying to paint you a picture. My heart is a river and I got a life, but with space for two. Oh, look at me when your arms starts breaking, when you can't swim, but I'm still sailing. Yes, I'll be the guy I'll be the tide that pulls you through. And now I won't cry for you. oceans of strangers know that I'm always missing you.
Yes.
Aji! Good to see you. And Rita, Jesse, Ryan. Oh. Well, I know I'm getting that download. That was beautiful. Thank you, Aji. That was incredible. That's an original. And so thank you. I feel so blessed. We are blessed. Good morning, Soul Center. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Okay, good. Good. You know, I just want you to, I'm going to open, this is an open book test. And the first question on the open book test, and I'll give you the answer to the question. The answer is yes. But are you ready to live full out and allow good to have its way through every fiber and facet, dimension, and incarnation of your beingness right now?
Oh, yes!
Okay, that was pretty good, actually. Love streamers, I think I heard you guys too. Welcome to those of you streaming around the globe. Welcome, I'm Reverend Keith. This is Soul Center. We're part of the Agape International Spiritual Center. And in order for us to really allow that good to be, we have to surrender. Every mystical teaching is going to ask you to surrender. It's a divine exchange program. This is the way it works. I have issues in my tissues. Maybe if you've ever been angry, frustrated, irritated, sad, depressed, felt guilt or shame, felt confused or off-putted, if you've ever felt annoyed, if you've ever felt any of those things, has anybody ever felt any of those things? A couple people, just a couple. All of us are already enlightened. If you've ever felt any of those things, that means there's some work to be done in the Divine Exchange Program. There's something tied to all of those. There's an erroneous belief, and if you follow the thread, you'll find that erroneous belief, and the Exchange Program works like this. I have an erroneous belief in opposition, and things are working against me, or whatever that may be. I bring it before the altar of the divine in meditation and prayer in a way that is perfect and right for you. I exchange that. This is the energy of alchemy and transmutation, surrendering it up, and then I am rejuvenated by an energy that comes in with the truth shall set you free and enlivens through revelation, and then an expanded sense of good is taking place. That is what we do here in our teachings and in our community. As we meet everybody where they're at, we do encourage and invite everybody to participate in the capital C conscious evolution, or as you will hear me say almost every Sunday, a bevolution, the benevolent evolution of your life, so that you can enjoy that process. If you resist the process, because the exchange program is happening whether you're participating in it or not, the universe has a holy divine inertia that is calling you to relinquish erroneous beliefs, habits, patterns of the past, guilt, shame, worry, doubt, and all of the other associated fear-based energies. It is always calling you to release it. When you do not release those energies, they build up inside and they can create anxiety and stress. They can even create illusions of hatred or maybe just judgment, or they can even turn into an aspect of self-loathing. None of those are part of your natural state of being. And as we continue, or actually we're starting, new month, new theme, and our theme is cultivating compassion and collaboration. Compassion is an enormous aspect. Those are the sprinklers going on. Compassion is an enormous aspect of this. Most people think of compassion as something that along the lines of empathy, which is fairly close, but capital C compassion is going to ask you to move into a holy awareness. You're going to begin the exchange program, a holy awareness, where I am going to choose to see the essence and the purity and the truth of whomever I'm with, so that I can move into a place of higher awareness, and I'm not going to allow temporal attitudes and temporal expressions to influence my judgment, where then I'm going to have a judgment against someone or something. It requires that capital C compassion, where it's a surrender, and it's very empowering, and oftentimes we think we're being compassionate for someone else, but truly it is the compassion for ourselves. And as it said in the reading, I haven't really met anybody on the planet yet, and not that I've met a whole lot of people, but it's in the thousands of people that I've worked with at Agape and around the globe that don't have some modicum of an idea of either a worthiness issue or an abandonment issues. Those are the two things that are kind of at the core of our beingness. And when you have those issues, then things of opposition and things start to come up. And as we move into the topic for today, which is divine advocacy and reap what you know. As you heard in the reading, and everybody is fairly aware of, reap what you sow. What goes around comes around, cause and effect. Wherever there is a causative action, there's going to be an effect that is equal to its vibration that returns to it. That's the law of attraction. We are moving into, if you think of reaping what you sow, whatever I put out there returns back to me. Oh my goodness, that's why. This is the good thing about space and time. The bad thing about space and time is that sometimes things seem to be taking too long. The good thing about space and time is oftentimes it affords you the space to do a do-over, to do a recalibration. What I mean by that is, if, let's say, I've gone out in the day and I got frustrated and I got angry and maybe I was short with somebody, maybe I was disrespectful to somebody, maybe I had judgment on somebody, when I get home at the end of the day, I can reflect and I can go through the day starting from when I woke up, and I can come forward to where I am in space and time at that moment, and I can go back and clean up that energy. I can clean up that energy, and then all of a sudden, this is how you participate, because you're the conduit formed and fashioned in the image and likeness of God. You are the conduit of making God all things are made new. So as we move in from reaping what we sow to reaping what we know, that means we're participating in principles that reflect the ideas of truth. So when we do our affirmations every week, some of you may have done affirmations over the years, and just so you know why we have people do affirmations, all of our affirmations are based on a reflection of the absolute truth of, therefore, are reflected in principle. So when we state these affirmations, they come from a channeled idea that reflect the absolute truth. So when we're saying them to reflect the truth. Now, the more you can allow that to embody itself, you're moving into what we call affirmative prayer. Affirmative prayer is when you allow yourself to feel into the feeling tone and create a coagulation of reverberation throughout your beingness that will accept what you're proclaiming. If I proclaim something, but I'm not willing to accept it, I'm going to get frustrated. If I'm proclaiming prosperity, but I'm not accepting it through worthiness and allowing myself to be divinely receptive, then I'm going to say an affirmation and think, this stuff is just a bunch of airy-fairy hogwash. We want to make sure we're here to own it, to move into a place where we're advocating the divine. When you advocate something in space and time, most of us know about advocacy. If you're an advocate for someone, you're usually standing up for someone or something and advocating for that. Maybe you become a lobbyist. Maybe you become someone who's proselytizing something. That's not divine advocacy. Divine advocacy is very deep, very personal, very much steeped in a stillness where you become aware of these principles, of these truths, and then you're saying, as all of the forefathers and foremothers of our movement have done in the past, I want to know what that's like. I want to know what it's like. In God, all things are made new. Now, in God, all things are made new does not mean I stay the same, and then God's going to go out before me and make everything new for me. I'm going to stay exactly the same as I always have been, and all of a sudden, prosperity is going to newly show up. If coded in my beingness that I reject that, if I reject being loved, if I reject prosperity, if that's in my beingness, in God all things being made new means I will release that in the exchange program, and then I will be divinely receptive. And that which I have rejected, I will now be accepting. It's very humbling to move into a place where, have you ever met somebody, have you ever known anybody that you've tried to love? You've tried to love them, but they just don't let you in. You know those scenes in those movies? I can't remember what movie in particular, but I've seen it at least 24 times where it's like, you won't let me in. You won't let me love you. And it's like, I've experienced it many times with people where it's like, oh my God, I feel like there's some sort of invisible force field, and I'm like trying to get in there and love them, but they're just not letting me in. And it's like, drop the force field, let me in, let me love up on you. But people need, in divine advocacy, one of the formula to this is you have to establish a purpose. What is it that I'm doing? What is it that I'm doing in life? Whether it's your life's purpose or whether it's the purpose of the day. What's the purpose of the day? What's the purpose of the encounter? I'm going to lunch with somebody. What's the purpose of my lunch? And it's really becoming a little bit more aware, broadening your awareness. I don't know if any of you have ever had this experience. Sometimes, if anybody knows, like, maybe there's some sort of list that you have in the subconscious of your mind where you're thinking like, oh, this person, I could see them every day. And this person, oh God, I can only see them for like an hour or two because they suck me dry of all my energy and I feel so depleted afterwards. And this person, well, they could stay with me at my house for like a day, but that's it. They go to 2 to 3 days and we're going to be like, ah. And it's like, so if you were to imagine, what's it like if you're steeped in a goodness where everywhere you go, all the time, it's just a sacred encounter of a mutual exchange of kindness, generosity, love, and compassion. Now, in the aforementioned examples, the error in there is that I'm thinking that this is all because of them, and that they're the problem, and I just need to regulate my time and create healthy boundaries. But really what we want to do is we want to transcend, where you can be anywhere with anyone, anytime, and you're filled with the frequency of the sublime. You're filled with the frequency of the divine. And you are reaping what you know. What you know is going to be a reflection of the truth that comes forward in those principles that we put forward as affirmations. I'm going to invite you. You have a copy of all those affirmations in your program today. So when you take them home, look at one of them. See, is there any resistance to one of them? Does one of them resonate with you? And then this is what we do. So in our Agape International Spiritual Center, in our teachings, one of the things that we do in order to go through ministerial school, which is really an 8-year program. It starts with going through 4 years of practitioner training, and then it moves into 4 years of ministerial study. In those 8 years, it's like Hogwarts. You get to study all the mystical stuff, and you get to find out the incantations, which we might just call affirmations, and affirmative prayer. But for me, I was just in all my glory. When we were studying all of the different religions, whether it's Islam, whether it's Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, shamanism, any of the indigenous teachings. We study all of those teachings, and as you hear me say all the time, as who we are, we follow that golden thread. That golden thread is the truth, the capital T truth, and truth teachings are coded in the sacred scriptures of every religion. But if you don't know how to read scripture, if you don't know how to have the secret decoder to read scripture is you have to feel it. It is not a novel, it is not entertainment, and it is not a rule book. It is something that you feel into to understand what was the author of the scripture. And generally, every author of sacred texts goes into a place of communion with the divine, and then they allow things to channel through. Now, when anything channels through, it's going to channel through. We're humans. So it comes through the filters of the person. Now, everybody in the ancient times who wrote for scripture, the Hebrew Bible, the Christian Bible, they had to go through a process where you steeped and cleansed into a way that you could feel and hear and awaken your divine sensorium so that you could channel the writing. But that writing is going to come forward in human vocabulary, human idiomatic expressions. And those human vocabulary and idiomatic expressions were most often in different language. You won't believe this, but did you know that scriptures around the globe were not all written in English? They were written in their mother tongue, and then they were translated, and many people have spent a lot of time translating, and if you look out there, you'll actually find different translations of different scriptures, because people are feeling into it. The general idea is there, but if you use that as a way to kind of navigate through your life, That would be what we do with our own selves. We navigate by feeling in and allowing ourselves to align with what is the truth, and then let that come down and reveal itself. And as it reveals itself as revelation. Revelation is your ticket to transformation. Your ticket to transformation, if you want it to be benevolent and good, do it through revelation. If you do it through intellectual understanding, oh, good. Gosh, that is just going to create a whole lot of stubbed toes and probably a lot of delays. So we want to make sure that we open up and say, yes, so we're all going to agree today. We're going to allow ourselves to go deeper into an alignment with the call of your soul. This is not a dictate or an edict. This is just the way it works. And you will verify. Everybody in our community, we ask, you verify it through the spiritual laboratory known as your life. You will verify it the way you verify it, just like a clinical trial is done, where you go in and the scientists have to get out the petri dishes and the test tubes, and they have to create an environment that is pure, and then they add the element in to the mixture, and then they find out what is the response to that. There's a very clean environment where you do these scientific trials. You want to do a spiritual trial within your own beingness and see how does that work for you. Individualize, personify, personalize the divine as your life. It is really fun. It's fun when you say, I'm going to let my life be a spiritual laboratory where I'm going to take these ideas of truth, absolute truth, the principles, which you find on our website. Principles like God is good. There's this erroneous idea out there that there's a punishing God. That is impossible. It is impossible for God, out of singularity, out of oneness, out of goodness, out of the absolute, to bring forward divisions of duality. Judgment requires delving into duality and separation. There is no judgment from the divine. That is an illusion that was based on, not so much erroneously, but where that came from as an erroneous interpretation is consequences when you violate a universal law. So if I violate the law of pyrotechnics and I put my hand into the fire and I get burned, that wasn't a punishment. That's just a violation of law. So if I'm violating, this would be a violation. Somebody annoys me, I get upset, I start complaining, I start gossiping about them, I say they're this, they're that, la. That's basically a violation of the law. Not that you're going, oh, now God's going to go, oh my God, you're evil and bad, and now I must smite and blight and punish you. No, there's just a consequence. What goes around comes around. It's just the law of cause and effect. It is just the law of karma. Karma just is an extended version of the law of cause and effect. Karma, you'll know if something is karmic because it repeats itself over and over. Have you ever gone out and it's like, oh, I'm going out to lunch with that person again, only can spend an hour with them, and then I'm going to get annoyed, and so I'll just spend that hour with them. And it's like, why do I keep doing that? Why do I keep going out to lunch with that person if I feel that energetic vampire effect afterwards? And if your conclusion is they're awful and they're wrong and they're bad and I'm just not going to see them anymore, well, I'll let you take that and turn it into a boundary, a temporary boundary, but then you're going to come within and you're going to find out, what is it that's irritating me about that? What do I need to know, and how do I need to grow in this situation? Because I'm going to describe this. So now you're with that same person, and all of a sudden, you just feel so filled with light, so filled with joy, so resplendent with that divine energy, nothing can take you down. Nothing can irritate you. Nothing can make you angry. Nothing can be frustrating. Nothing will elicit guilt, shame, or resentment. You're just like, I'm vibrant. I'm alive. And nothing can penetrate this. I am impermeable to these lower frequencies. Yeah. And in that transcendent state, you're going to move into a place called awe, and you're going to be in awe about compassion, coming back to capital C, compassion, and you're going to, as so many times, as the floodgates open to this, I'll never forget the very first time when there was somebody in my life who was I would call it, I was having the energetic vampire effect. And every time we would go out, it was just all about her, never asked a question about me. All she was like, me, want, and all this stuff. And every time I was just like, oh my God. Like, you know, it's not an exchange where we're like having mutual beneficial, you know, when you go out that person where you're like, oh my God, this, and oh my God, that, and you're just having this beautiful thing. Oh, and did you do that? Oh my God, I did that too. Oh, I love that. And you're just having this beautiful exchange, and it just feels like you're in symbiosis and synergy, and everything's just working really well. I think we all love that.
Yeah.
But when you're having that experience, then you move into the state of awe, and you can see, as what happened with this girlfriend of mine. There's some self-esteem issues going on. She's in a fight or flight response right now. I'm going to hold a space for her to feel fulfilled, to feel seen, to feel heard. I'm going to stop making it about me and having my energy sapped, and I'm going to be like, no, I'm going to do my work. I'm going to fortify in the divine, and then when I come together with other people, I can be there. Whenever you look at monks and sacred people around the globe who are very like, you know, that Zen kind of, and it's like nothing sways. You want to move into that unswayed place of divine centering. It takes work, though. You got to make sure. So we line with, what is the purpose? What is it that I'm doing today? When I go out with this person, what are my intentions? What am I going to seek to experience? If in the past this has happened, well, then I'm assuming I want a more in-depth. One of the very 20 some odd years ago, one of the things I said is, I want to have holy encounters with everybody in my life. I would like to experience intimacy, not that kind of intimacy, but intimacy, an intimate spiritual connection with them where it isn't about, you know, just kind of surface talk and yammering about what's going on in the news. We want to make sure that we're going deeper and higher. Then the next step in the process of spiritual or divine advocacy is moving into a state of devotion. So I move from purpose into devotion. Purpose ignites it. It gets the ball going. Devotion is what allows the energy to stay sustained. Nothing worse than like, oh my God, I went on the retreat, I did the spiritual thing, and I feel so good, and then you go back out into the world and it's like, bah! And now I'm like, ugh! And I was like, what happened to my mojo? We want to make sure that we sustain it, and that's where devotion comes into the equation. Devotion is just simply setting up practices that keep me in the field on a regular basis. And so, you know, sometimes people have the lawnmower effect where it's like, I do something and it's like, and I pull and it's like, it doesn't start, and then I pull and it doesn't start, and then whoo, and there it goes. So sometimes we have to do things a few times before it builds up enough steam within our beingness to move into that place of devotion. Devotion is delicious. Yeah. Devotion is freedom, joy, peace, love. You get to be in awe. I mean, it's absolutely awe. It is awe-inspiring when you commune with the divine and you're in that place of liberated living where, nothing gets under your skin. Nothing gets under your skin. I'm selling you a bill of goods today, which is nothing gets under your skin. Does that sound like kind of possibly good? Yeah. It is so good. And as you escalate up the scale of ascension into the inevitable spiritual enlightenment, you're going to move from devotion, and again, we're coming back to compassion. Compassion is where we get to expand and heal. Compassion is where it clears things. And again, I'm talking about capital C compassion. Capital C compassion means I invite divine awareness into the situation. It goes a little bit further than sympathy or empathy. It moves into a place where it's like, yes, I understand, but I don't crumble down. I'm not going to get in there with you and start complaining, and it's profound. When you're in capital C compassion, you'll always know the right thing to say, the right thing to do, the right thing not to say, the right thing not to do. Because oftentimes when people are venting, I remember the very first time, men get the bad rap of like, you're starting to complain and I gotta fix, and they're offering all kinds of suggestions, and the lady's like, no, just shut up. I just want you to hear me. I don't need you to fix it. Well, oftentimes that's something that we all need. I just need to get it out And then, if I'm just listening, if I'm in that capital C place of compassion, then I'll know what to hold or do. Now, today, in our modern civilization, one of the things that has, been espoused or is technically happening on the internet is, and many of you have probably seen reports or something like this on, maybe online, maybe on the news. But there are these social media companies that you might be familiar with, and some of them have algorithms that are built in, and they are built in they want to grab your attention because they want to keep your eyeballs. The more eyeballs they have, the more interaction they have on social media, the more money they get from all of the advertisers and things of that nature. Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. We're not going to make it wrong. We're observing. We're assessing what's going on. But there are algorithms, and it turns out that most people who get enraged get engaged. If you get enraged about certain things, you start offering up all kinds of opinions, and you start engaging online. And they found out that more people engage with enraging ideas and topics than they do with kind and loving ideas and topics. Most people are like, oh, isn't that sweet? And they move on. And that's not going to get the companies a whole lot of money. But it's like, oh my God, I can't believe you said this about that. Well, this is what I know. And blah, blah, blah. And now we're just we're playing erroneous information ping pong. We're just going to throw back opinions about things back and forth. And then all the social media companies, and they set the algorithms to purposely put in your feed the things that will enrage you so that you will get engaged. I'm going to ask you, don't engage. Don't engage in the things that enrage. Allow yourself to be still. And unless you are feeling compelled by the presence of your soul to say something, then it's best not to. It's best to go into a place of holding the divine ideal. Since the dawn of time, when humans started interacting on planet Earth, there's been differences of opinions. And those opinions are oftentimes rooted in the temporal world. We don't want to play emotional ping pong. We want to move into a place where I am holding the high watch. And when I hold the high watch for me, I hold the high watch for everything and everyone. We want to make sure that we also move into a place, and this is sometimes the challenging, confront your fears. If you feel enraged and want to engage in something online, it is pushing on something that there's a fear deep down in my core. And I want to transform that. I want to confront my fears, but there's a very gentle way of confronting our fears. It's basically that algorithm that the companies use. You've developed an algorithm inside of you too. You have an algorithm. An algorithm would show up. What is an algorithm? If this, then that. So when I go out to lunch with so-and-so, and then we have the argument, and then I do this, and now an algorithm, which is a karmic patterning, shows up, and that's just what we do. We do it, I don't know if any of you have ever gone to a holiday party you're celebrating, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or any of the other holidays of the year, New Year's, whatever it may be, Thanksgiving, and family gets together, and it's like, oh, here it goes. You can just set your watch by it before so-and-so does such and such. And it's like, wouldn't it be nice to change the algorithm and get it into a place? So purpose, the first part of the equation is, how would I like it to be? What's the divine expression of this? What are the truth and the principles back of this to make that happen? Then I'm going to go ahead and own it. One of the things that sometimes happens is I'm starting to own it, but I haven't owned it all the way. So then I go in and I'm having the experience, and then it's like, oh, it happened again. It's like, oh, I guess it's not working. No, you've got to go ahead and pull on that cord one more time, 2 more times, 3 more times. You got to get to a place where when you are embodying it, you will see the fruits of your labor. You will see the fruits incrementally. Sometimes, and that's where you got to make sure I'm going to look for the proof. I'm going to look for the evidence of the increase. And that's where we move into gratitude, where it's like, if I've been on a roller coaster of prosperity, where I have my good times and my bad times, and if you pull back and you look at that roller coaster, maybe you're going to see it, and it always has the same peaks and valleys, and what you really want is it for it to go, and you want to just stay in a sustained expansion of that, then you have to participate in lifting the algorithm within your own beingness to that high vibration. You know, in a computer, there are circuit boards. And what is a circuit board? In the simplest ways to explain it, when you have a light that you turn on, you just have a little light switch. There's a circuit in there, and when the circuit is on, the energy goes through and it accomplishes what it is. I want light, so I turn on the light, and the circuit is flowing. The electricity is going into the light, and there's some electricity coming out, and there's a circuit. And circuit comes from the word circular, and it is a circuit that is flowing. If something comes along and interrupts that circuit, I turn it off. All it does is it creates a disconnect from the source, and then there's no light. So if we were to use that now on a computer board, you've got thousands, if not millions, of circuits on there that are processing all kinds of different things. But the fascinating thing is, if you look at a circuit board, it's just a combination of some plastics, some aluminum and tin, and also some copper, and in many cases some gold. That's what a circuit board is, and they've got all kinds of prongs, and if you've ever seen a computer circuit board, it has all kinds of different things. Each circuit is built to do something. You might have a video card. There's a circuit for the video card that says, when the energy comes to this circuit, I'm going to display video. When the energy comes to this circuit, I'm going to display sound. When the energy comes to this circuit, I'm going to display the color orange or blue or black, whatever that may be. There's an intention built in. We call it code. Code is an idea. There's nothing inside. So if in real life, in IRL, if I want to, stop somebody from coming towards me, I could just go, stop. And the idea has been set, and they might stop. Or I could go and I could close a door. There's actually something physical that stops somebody from coming towards me. On a computer, there's no arm that comes down on the circuit board and says, like, boom, the energy cannot go through here anymore. There's just a code, which is an idea, that prevents the energy from flowing forward. It's pretty, if you really want to sit in a meditation about it, it's like mind-boggling. But it is the exact same mechanism that works in our cosmology. As you start to adopt that idea of truth, where you're going to reap what you know, now you're going to open up that circuitry. So sometimes the meditation looks like this. You take an idea of the neural net of your mind, and you might be able to see if you really open into your clairsentience, your clairvoyance, and your clairaudience, you might become aware of the flows of the energy. And you might actually be able to see, where does energy get kind of stopped? It gets stopped by an idea. Once a long time ago, I was going water rafting with a friend of mine. And it was my birthday, and I went with a few friends, and we were out there, and unbeknownst to me, one of the people that on our trip was like petrified of going river rafting. It was just like the idea of going over the rapids and all that stuff was just petrified. So we're just going, we're walking in, we're making all of our arrangements, we're getting our tickets, we're about to board and go on the trip. But she was paralyzed, absolutely paralyzed. And so part of me at first, I was like, we gotta, the river raft is gonna be leaving soon. I don't have time for your shenanigans. You're gonna, ruin my day because you're afraid of going on the river raft. And so I'm getting a little impatient and a little judgmental. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. And so it took me probably about 5 minutes or so before I kind of aligned into a place where it's like, no, don't judge. Hold a space. So I started to kind of assess what was going on in the energy field. And after about 10 or 15 minutes of hemming and hawing, and I don't know if I can do it, and just go on without me, and blah, 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 all of a sudden when I started holding the space, she's like, I can do it. I was holding fearlessness. I was holding a place to assessing what's going on in her energy field so that she could say, let's do it. And she had the best time ever. And it's like, do you know how many people don't experience the best time ever? Yeah. Because there's something in the algorithm of fear that keeps them from that good? Not us, not here, not today. Right. We are going to be able to confront those issues and make sure that we are allowing enthusiasm to fill us. We want to allow enthusiasm to be what motivates us. We're not going to be distracted by the carnal algorithms on social media, the news, or even just in the subconscious of our mind. We're going to bring to it a transmuting idea. And that is the physical body, the emotional body, and the mental body from the human perspective. If I'm living from ego 24/7, this is what it's going to be like. My mind, with all of my worries, doubts, fears, anxieties, stress, guilt, shame, worthiness issues, and all that stuff, is going to rule my world until I move to the spirit body. When I move to my soul, my spirit, my connection with the divine, that's what will transcend, transmute, and cleanse and purify your mental body. And then transformation happens. And it's glorious when that happens. And it follows divine advocacy, where I'm acknowledging spirit, acknowledging the purpose of the encounter, moving into a devotional state to continue the flow of that energy. And then that compassion. Oh, I didn't have compassion at first. You're ruining my birthday. You're ruining my trip. And it's like, no, I'm going to hold a space for you. And, victory. So we're all going to do that. Yes? Yes. Oh, well, so 70% are like yes. We're all going to allow ourselves to move into a deep state of compassion and goodness. Yes? Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to have to invite you to repeat after me. I am divinely courageous and wholly inspired.
I am divinely courageous and wholly inspired.
Now, we've said it. Now you're going to allow yourself to embrace it. What is it to be divinely courageous? I'm going to allow the energy from my spirit body that resides in the higher heart, the higher mind. I'm going to allow that to transcend my worries, doubts, and fears. We're also going to say, clarity leads as God succeeds in my life now. Clarity leads as God succeeds in my life now. And again, clarity, which is an inspired knowingness, and that's what's aligning us with the truth. God does not judge, does not thwart, does not condemn, despite popular erroneous belief where, oh my God, you've crossed me and now, no, that is just violating the law. So if I want to allow God to succeed, I'm the open conduit. I go into the exchange program. Here's my worries, doubts, and fears. Thank you for the courageousness. I embody it. And then, I've got the patience and the compassion to be there for other people, to be there for myself. And I'm going to remember that anytime I'm in that lack of compassion for someone else, I'm in a lack of compassion for myself. So we're going to transcend. We're going to allow ourselves to not be distracted by those enraging posts, and we're going to stand in a holy awareness. Yes?
Yes.
All right, we're going to go into prayer. Oh, how good it is to just take this moment, each and every one of us. We have proclaimed and declared today we enter the Divine Exchange Program. We are advocating the divine, which means we are advocating for the call of the soul, and we are reaping what we know. We go deeper by remembering the truth. I am a divine emanation of infinite brilliance. I am formed and fashioned in the image and likeness of ever-expanding good, of the very omni-amorous presence that we call God, Jehovah, Allah, Choda, Dios, the Creator, the One, and I am allowing myself to be the nexus point, the anchor beam of heaven on earth today. I move into a place where I allow this holy expression of omni-activity to inspire, to illuminate, to enthusiate, and bring me deeper and higher into a greater experience of liberated living right here, right now. I advocate for it. I agree to it. I simply allow what my soul is calling into being to be by saying, and so it is. Amen. 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 Ashe. Aho. Mahalo. Shalom. Hotep. Hallelujah. All right, Soul Center. I'm going to call forward. It's time for the ushers. Ushers are going to come forward. And thank you for volunteering and being part of our team of Sacred Seva. For those of you who would like to make a contribution to our 501c3 nonprofit organization called Soul Center, it is tax deductible. We're getting close to the end of the year. take advantage of it. For those of you here in the sanctuary, these two individuals are going to bring forward the baskets. If you'd like to put cash or a check in there, you may do so. If you're on our auto tithe program, when you see somebody dropping a butterfly into the basket, that just means that they're on our auto tithe. And these are all the electronic ways and even snail mail ways that you can contribute to our community. Love streamers, and just remember that we appreciate and circulate all of that. Go forward, and we're calling back Brina and Aji. Sorry for this interruption. Today is Angel Day, as most of you know. Angel Day is been brought forward by our beloved one of our founders, Patricia Griffith, who is the mother of our beloved co-founder, Jessica Susalik. They founded Soul Center about 14 years? Somewhere in that neighborhood. I think we're going into our 13th year. Patricia was such a powerful part of our community. We keep her up on our altar all the time. Her birthday was a couple days ago on the 3rd. Every year we celebrate Angel Day. And this is why we asked you to bring pictures of loved ones here today. If you don't have a picture of a loved one, we have index cards. You can write their name and maybe a sentiment as we honor them, which we will be doing after this.
So this is a really beautiful song that we get to share with all of you. I'm sure all of us in this audience and in this congregation have lost somebody, but we don't actually lose anybody. That energy doesn't disappear. It just transmutes and it changes. And we have these spiritual guides with us all the time, including our beautiful Patricia Griffith.
Yes.
She's always with us. I know sometimes she'll be talking to me, reprimanding me like, you should be earlier, actually. So the song is called We'll Meet Again. We'll meet again. Don't know when, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again. Some sunny day.
Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies dry.
Oh, all right, the ushers are going to come forward. And we're going to bless the offering, and we're going to bless our angels. And we know part of our teachings is, I can't remember who said it, that energy just keeps on changing form, and our beloveds are right here with us right now. We take a moment as we extend our heart and our hands, and we recognize and remember there's one power, one supply, one presence, one goodness, one grandness, one love back of all life. And by whatever divine name you call it, some call it God, we know it is infallibly loving and always supplying all good, and life is a continuum that continues to evolve and change. And even as we come into this world and we exit this world, life is eternal, and it is an infinite supply, and it is always blessing. We bless this offering knowing that infinite supply circulates through every one of our lives, expanding, dissolving all illusions of fear, and opening to more divine receptivity than ever before. We see that for our community collectively and for ourselves individually. And we hold into right now this brilliance and the beauty of all of our beloveds who've crossed over, and that indelible experience of love that is in our hearts for them. It is in a holy, eternal continuum, and we allow ourselves to feel them, to see them, to know them, to thank God for their presence in our lives. We bless them right where they are, God is. Right where I am, God is. And we say yes to the thinning veil that allows us to experience this deliciousness, this goodness, this sublime eternality, even with those who have crossed over. They are angels. We thank God for them. We bless it all as good, and we allow it all to be so, and now, and good, and so it is. Thank you, ushers, and the children are coming in to share their experience. Love streamers, don't forget that 2 things are happening today right after service. We have live on Zoom, personal, confidential, private prayer available to you. And at noontime today, we have our monthly visioning. Come on in. That will be, both of those can be found on soulcenteroc.com if you want to join us live streaming, and for those of you in person.
All the kids from Enlightened Kids Village, and a lot of kids had to go home early today, so we are a little small group now. But today we talked about how we are spiritual beings and how we're reflecting the spirit from within. So we colored these mirrors, as you can see. All right, who would like to share what it means to be spiritual or about their mirror?
Inside each of our hearts is a bud. This is our spirit. Through good words and actions, our buds can bloom and our roots can intertwine, connecting our spirits.
I'm going to share my favorite part of the day. My favorite part of the day was a video.
We're all going to stand now and sing the peace song. The words are on the screen.
If you'd like to sing along, the words are up on the screens or in your program.
Let us walk
prosperity and clarity and wellness and goodness to have its way, remembering that each and every one of us formed from the holy nectar, the angelic light of ever-expanding good in the image and likeness of God. And we allow that to have its way on this blessed day, catapulting us into a greater experience, deeper divine advocacy, deeper compassion, deeper goodness. We simply agree to allow it all to be something wonderful is continuing. We agree by saying, and so it is. Amen. All right, Soul Center. Love streamers, we'll see you in the Zoom room for our monthly visioning at 12 noon Pacific time in about 15 minutes. And those of you who are wanting private, confidential, individual prayer online in the Zoom room, that's going to start any minute, or maybe already has. And we'll see you tomorrow at the Daily Affirmative Prayer.